There is going to be a Game 6. The Dodgers force Game 6 going back to Atlanta. And oh my God, what a night for Chris Taylor, A.J. Pollock, and just for the Dodgers in general. Guys, in the top of the first, man, it did not look good. We got Eddie Rosario out. Joe Kelly did, our opener. Then Ozzie Albies got a base hit against the shift, which, you know, personally, I've never been a really big fan of the shift, just because if they hit against the shift, it's always a hit, no matter what. Unless they hit a fly ball to the left fielder. If it's a righty, if it's a lefty hitting, then they'd have to fly one out to the left field for it to be an out. But for a righty, they have to hit one through that little gap right there between first, because the second baseman ain't there and he's on the left side of the second base. But I've never been a big fan of the shift, and the Dodgers shift a lot more than any other team in the league. And I've always seen that it cost the Dodgers with certain opportunities. So anyway, Ozzie Albies gets a base hit off the shift. Freddie Freeman comes up, and man, oh man, does he ever tattoo a ball. That ball was absolutely hammered. A knuckle curve just did not break from Joe Kelly, and it was a 2-0 ball game. Bottom of the first, Max Fried does his thing, and the Dodgers don't score no runs. Top of the second, well, we're going to go back to the top of the first. Joe Kelly against Duvall gets pulled from the game because of, I think, of bicep tightness or whatever. And Evan Phillips comes out and strikes out Duvall to send it to the bottom of the first. But anyway, we don't do nothing in the bottom of the first. And then in the bottom of the second, that's when the Dodgers bats started rolling. A.J. Pollock with a solo shot, Albert Pujols with a single, and then CT3 coming through with a 2-run home run. And that was his first out of 3 home runs for the night. And the Dodgers took the lead and never looked back. Chris Taylor had 3 home runs tonight. A.J. Pollock had 2 home runs. The first time in MLB history a team has had one player hit 3 home runs and another player hit 2. So the Dodgers are the first team to ever do that. And Chris Taylor joins Elite League. And the last player to actually hit 3 home runs in a baseball postseason game was Kike Hernandez, the former Los Angeles Dodger, who is now on the Boston Red Sox. So that was pretty fun to watch tonight as a Dodger fan, man. Our offense came unglued, and this was a game where we needed to win, obviously. We're still playing for elimination on Saturday. And Ian Anderson's going to be the starting pitcher. And we're going to have Max Scherzer, and he's going to be Max Scherzer on full rest. This is a game where Max Scherzer has to pitch his lights, has to pitch lights out. He has to strike out as many batters as possible, not give up any runs. This is where the Dodgers offense has to come alive early in the ball game and pretty much take the lead first and not look back, and don't let the Braves tie the game or walk us off. So Game 6 is going to be very competitive from both teams. And one thing about having Ian Anderson out on the mound in last year's 2020 NLCS, I feel like he dominated the Dodgers pretty well. But in this year's Game 2, Brian Snitker pulled, hopefully I said his name right, but he pulled Ian Anderson pretty quickly from that baseball game. So Ian Anderson's pretty well rested. But the thing is that the Dodgers kill right-handed pitchers, and the next 2 they face are right-handers. If they can force a Game 7, that will be one of the best Game 7 pitching matchups, I think, for a very long time. Buehler versus Charlie Morton. Morton is big during the playoff games. So is Walker Buehler. I think as a Dodgers fan, obviously, I want to see it. As a Braves fan, you want this to end Game 6. As a baseball fan, you maybe want to see that, just because those are 2 of the top arms for the Braves and one for the Dodgers, and make it a pitching duel, and to see whose ever offense comes through first in that Game 7 to advance to the World Series. Chris Taylor, man, had a night. Like I said, 3 home runs. He also had a single to bring in a run. A.J. Pollock had a really good night. Hit a home run on a 3-0 count, which, I kind of thought was different because I'm not used to seeing Dodgers players do that. But at the end of the day, it's the postseason. Add the runs and show that you're coming. And the Dodgers are coming into Atlanta on very high momentum. But I'm pretty sure with this day off, the Braves, like on the plane ride to Atlanta, Brian Snickers is probably going to say, guys, we are not going to let what happened last year happen to us this year. We need to step up for Game 6. So will they be able to do that, or will the Dodgers be able to force a Game 7 and hopefully advance to the World Series somehow, some way, without Justin Turner and without, big names in our lineup? But tonight, man, having A.J. Pollock in the lineup made us look like a completely different team. He really helped. He got the bat on the ball, and it didn't really seem like the Dodgers were doing too much. Like they were just hitting the ball. They weren't. Not everybody was trying to swing for a home run. Albert Pujols was the contact guy who just got the singles and did his thing. Chris Taylor and A.J. Pollock were the hit for home run guys, but Chris Taylor also had an RBI single. Mookie Betts got a single. Corey Seager got a single. Like, this game was where the Dodgers, I feel like, weren't trying to get too big and trying to see every pitch and, kind of relax at the dish. And we capitalized on, just being patient at the plate tonight and playing a lot better than how we have been. Game 6 is going to be fun. Come on, it's going to be fun. Everybody knows that. Max Scherzer versus Ian Anderson. But one thing about tonight's Braves game, what I noticed what Brian Snitker wasn't doing is that I think it was, I don't want to say Logan Webb, but I want to say Joe Webb or not Logan Webb. I think his name is Joe Webb, but one of the bullpen arms, I know his last name was Webb by heart. I do know that. They made him pitch no matter what. It was his innings. Like, the Braves were like, bro, you have to get us out of this game. Obviously we're going to lose because of the deficit, whatever. You got to pitch us out of this game, and that's exactly what he did. But that's an arm I feel like the Braves can't throw out again because the Dodgers have seen them too much. So that was a really smart move by Snicker, just because now if Tyler Maskett gets to pitch, or AJ Minter and Luke Jackson, I feel like it's going to change the game big time for the Braves, because those are arms the Dodgers didn't get to see, which I'm pretty sure that's who they wanted to see. So, we dominated tonight, forcing a Game 6 in Atlanta. Can't wait for that. Game 6 will be played at 3:08 Colorado time, 2:08 Atlanta time. I think that will be the start time unless the Astros beat the Red Sox tomorrow night. But who knows? If the Astros don't, then obviously it's going to be the 3:08. But I'm saying, what happens if the Astros win tomorrow? Will it push back the game for the NLCS, or will they start it at the same exact time? Who knows? But all I know is that we're going to Atlanta. The Dodgers, I feel like right now, are feeling good, and I'm feeling really good knowing that Max Scherzer is on the mound on Saturday, being 100% rested. Not saying he's going to be lights out, but that's exactly what we need him to do. We need Max Scherzer to be lights out to help us out, to force a Game 7. And then we need Buehler and Charlie Morton to have a hell of a ball game where the Dodgers somehow, we figure out how to win that game and move on to the World Series. But we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be fun. Game 6 is going to be fun, win or lose. I'm happy we have forced this Game 6, but the job's not done, and there's still more work to do, and, we got more work to do. So that's it for this video. Tell me, y'all, what you guys thought about the game below in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I'm making this video in my laundry room because I wasn't going outside. But like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications. Game 6, Saturday, 3:08 Colorado time, 2:08 Los Angeles time, 5:08 Georgia time, So it's going to be fun. Let's see what happens. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. And I'll see y'all in the next one.